What's up, everyone? Keith with Johnson Custom Leather LLC, and let's talk about Frank's boots, right? So I got these boots while I was working in California a handful of weeks ago. I heard they arrived. Super stoked. I ordered them obviously a couple months prior because Frank's is full, which is a good thing. Right there, y'all seen it. I got these insulated as my work boots. My other pair of brown lineman boots are not insulated, and I learned very quickly you need that when you're working in the snow. Despite I wear darn tough socks, and I was doubling up socks, and I was getting through the day, I figured, why not have a good pair of winter boots as well? So that's the sole purpose of these. Also, as we can see, I got the lineman patch here, and then I also opted to go with a rough out toe cap. I don't have the other pair of brown lineman boots with me, but when I was working in California, we're out in some kind of like lava rock field from way back when a volcano went off. I don't know all the details. Anyways, I was kicking some rocks around, and I ended up putting a slice in my boot right here in the by the safety toe. Luckily for me, I'm pretty handy with a needle and thread, and I was able to close the hole up without too much headache, and I feel like they're good to go. But that's a different pair of boots, so let's talk about these boots. Never owned black boots before, ever. Always kind of just liked the brown style boots, just so I could watch them age and kind of feel like I get two pairs of boots in one. You know, obviously when you first get them, they're nice and fresh, and then when they get worn in and beat down, they patina, and I'm all about leather patina. Those who follow me know that. But I just happened to I just got back from going on storm to Detroit. They had some power outages. I went out there, and then I come home, and now I'm in New Jersey. I'm actually in a hotel today, and I figured why not be a good time to get some steps in my Franks and start trying to get these suckers one step closer to being broke in. I do see I got the fire sole on them. Not a thing wrong with the boots. I actually just went over and looked through them, tried to find a single stitch out of place, and traditionally, like Frank's, they're impeccable. The detail is phenomenal. Let me see how much we can get on this. Maybe I'll move this camera around. Just beautiful. And I got the Frank shirt on today, so why not? What a better day to do the review on the boots. So if some of y'all don't know, if you have Facebook, there is a Facebook group for Franks where a lot of people come in, ask questions, and a lot of people show off their boots. So if you're kind of on the fence and YouTube videos aren't enough, strongly encourage you to look up the Frank's Boot YouTube page. It's just a group. You join it. You know, everyone's humble. Everyone is pretty good about answering questions that newcomers have, or people who are on the fence with Frank's. When I first started this, I was very intrigued with Frank's, but there wasn't that much on YouTube far as reviews. So that's obviously why I made my first video, and that's why I'm making this video today. So with that said, it has been a minute, well over a year, I feel like, since I've worn a brand new T1 Commander lineman boot. The lineman boot is with the added gaff protector here, and then it also has a flat a flat bottom here for when we strap on our gaffs to climb the pole. The traditional style boot will kind of have like a little hump right here. If you don't need the lineman boot, then you'll get a little hump. If you do, it's perfectly flat for your gaff. But it has been, like I said, over a year since I've worn a brand new pair, and I tell you, I have forgot how stiff these boots are and how brutal they are to break in. But I will also say in the same breath that my daily work pair that I wear, the brown ones, fit like slippers. And I'm sure you're wondering how a boot this thick can fit like a slipper. And I don't know the rhyme or the reason. I just tell you that I work 12, 14-hour days, and my boots and with my boots, forgive me, and my feet don't hurt at the end of the day, and they're not the first thing I think about taking off when I get home from a long day. The black leather is phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's just a damn good boot. Double stitched throughout the sole. The T1 Commander is like 1 inch thick. That's why if you look at some of their boots, they've got stitching on the inside where the stitcher actually goes all the way through the sole. With this style boot, it being so thick, the machine's just not going to get through there. Like I said, this is a lineman boot, so I don't have the screws holding it down. As you know, I work around electricity. I don't need metal on the bottom of my feet. But I've had the other pair of boots for quite a long time, and I'll do another update on those for y'all. But I've got no sign of wear. As you step in these boots and as you get them wet and everything else, this leather will kind of wiggle around a little bit. And there's one spot like right here on my other pair that I've got just the slightest hair of gap. Obviously it isn't going anywhere. And then another spot right here in the front, but I'm nowhere near ready for a resole just yet. Questions on the insulated, the insulation on the inside of the boots. I can't remember the spec off the top of my head, as all my videos are impromptu, but some of the questions in the Facebook group was, does it affect the fit? And it does not. Like, my foot still feels like it's going into a well-fitted holster. I get that good ankle pop every time I drop my foot in. I wore these from Florida to Philadelphia airport, and I just took them off. I've had them on, I don't know, probably about 10 or 12 hours today. My feet felt like they wore a brand new pair of boots for 10 or 12 hours, but at the same time, I could have worn them longer. You know, everybody's foot's different and tolerance is different, but they're not uncomfortable by no means. It just is a hell of a made boot, you know? So you gotta think, this is stiff 8+ ounce leather that's thick, and this stuff hasn't been bent yet. So a lot of people will say the break-in is brutal, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. Every step you take in your boot, you're one step closer to breaking in. Traditionally, these boots take about 40 hours to break in. And if you think about that, it really should only take you about a week at best before your boots aren't as, before your boot isn't on your mind, you know? I mean, everything factors in on that, but to each his own. I believe the boot takes about a week to break in, and then after 3 or 4 weeks, you'll think the boot is broken, and then a year will go by, and you'll look back and you say, damn, now this boot's broken in, and you'll really enjoy it a lot more. I'm happy I went with the toe cap. I just think it's gonna save me a little bit of trouble, and that extra layer of protection is definitely worth the price. The insulation in it, let me see if I can get a close up, because this is something I was very impressed by. All right, so I'm doing this in selfie mode, so bear with me, people. But I don't know if y'all can see it, but it looks like a bunch of diamonds in here. Let me get a little closer. It is actually stitched all the way through there. It isn't like traditional style boots where it's just glued in or spray adhesive and that's it. This is actually stitched all the way through, and I feel like that for the long term, that's going to give me a lot better fit as far as fabric inside of there moving. The way I wear my Franks is just brutal. I just wear them till I think they need a good cleaning. I give them a good cleaning, and then I put them straight back to work. They do sell insoles for the boots. They don't come with them. They come with a leather footbed. At first, I was thinking there's no way standing on leather is going to be comfortable, and it is different. But like I said, once you break the boot in and your foot molds to that leather, actually that leather molds to your foot, it becomes something special. As far as the heat in the boot, I can definitely tell they're insulated, as it was like 80 degrees today and nowhere near the temperature I needed to be wearing these boots. But like I said, I just wanted to break them in. The embossing on Franks is awesome. I know that y'all that have a pair can agree, but it's just all in all a great boot. As far as lacing itself, I tried to lace them pretty close to where my foot is, and I'm sitting pretty true about 2 fingers all the way up. I have to have custom uppers because I've got behemoth calves. But as far as lacing is about 2 fingers, and then going up into the calf, it is a little bit more. But you figure this leather will stretch and find its settle or forever home after it stretches, you know, around these areas and everywhere it's got a speed lace. Questions on speed lacing for some of y'all that have a pair are noticing right in here, these first 3, right near the ankle bend, you'll start to notice over time a little bit of gap in the back side of your speed lace. I was concerned at first with mine because they say don't oil around that area, but I traditionally oil the crap out of mine around that area because I feel like that's a stress point on the leather, and I don't want that part of the leather getting dry rotted and then ripping or giving out on me. I just always leather that area up anyway with the whole boot, and then I allow it to dry completely. You know, that's my personal opinion. But I was concerned at the beginning with that little bit of the gap in the speed lace. But like I said, on the other pair, I've had it on them. I've had that gap for a hot minute, and I'm showing no sign of giving. Whatever it's backed up with is strong, and I don't have any concern with that speed lace pulling out. Obviously this is the smooth top, smooth upper, and then a rough out lower. If you're using it for a work boot or any kind of using Franks boots as any kind of work boot or anything that's going to be getting abused, I strongly advise getting the rough out, as the abrasion resistance on it is a lot better. All my years in the trade and in laborious jobs of having smooth bottoms, I've always had my steel toe exposed, always had cuts in my boot, you know. And then once I started learning about these boots and custom boots, about the benefits of rough out leather, it's just a no-brainer. Obviously, if you like the look of smooth lower, then of course get smooth lower. I mean, it's a free country, you can do whatever you want. But I mean, look at the thickness of that leather just on the side of the boot. Same thing with that toe cap. That's just a whole nother layer of protection, protecting your investment. You know, the cost of Franks, the cost of custom boots in general are a bit more as far as your off the boot regular like retail stores. You know, like I wore Red Wings most of my life. I thought they were one of the best boots as far as like Halls and Hoffman's. But after getting these, I mean, Frank's could take a Pepsi challenge to any of those boot companies, and it'd be hard to watch how bad he would destroy them. Just knowing my boots made in America by Americans gives me a good feeling. I'm into that. I like buying American products. I like supporting American workers. But besides that, these boots hold me on the pole. These boots feed my family. These boots allow me to go to work every day with confidence that my boots aren't going to fail. Never once have I questioned if I've got the right boot for the job, if it's a light task or a heavy task or a 2-hour job, 16+ hour job. The Franks is my go-to boot. This is now my 4th pair of Franks. I do not get I pay the same price as everybody else. I don't get kickbacks. I don't get any favoritism. I wait in line like everybody. I just believe in the boot, and I'm proud of the boot, and I'm proud to own these boots. I try to put as much business to Frank as I can, and I just try to give honest reviews. I actually like these boots better than I thought I would. So that's my honest opinion. Just because of the color preference, you know. I knew what I was getting. I've never had a boot with a toe cap, but I didn't figure that would be much of a difference, you know. I like the look of it a lot, but far as being a black leather boot, like I said previously, never owning a pair before, this is a sweet looking boot. And even in the airport, somebody commented on the boots. They actually thought it was a different brand. I'm not going to say what. Obviously, Franks are better. But, you know, I told him to check out Frank's boots, and he sounded like he would. So hopefully he does, and hopefully he buys some boots. But like I said, if you're on the fence, scroll through some of my videos. You might find something that helps you. Questions, anything, put it in the comments. I'll do my best on replying. YouTube's funny. After I reply to a couple comments, sometimes it doesn't show me that somebody replied back. So I try to pop in there every now and then and look. And then also get on Facebook, look up Frank's boot. I should have looked it up before I made this video. It's a Frank's Boots group. You'll find it. You should be able to find it. Join that. You get to talk directly to Frank, Jr., Michelle, that's his wife. Everybody in there is helpful, and it'll just help you if you have any questions, comments, concerns. And then, of course, always call the shop. The people up there are the reason why I buy Frank's and not the other competitors. So thanks for watching, guys. Another impromptu video, but if you like it, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe. If you don't, I don't care. Anyways, peace.